Important disclaimer. We are not medical or mental health professionals. Any discussion about ADHD, medication, side effects, or psychological effects is based solely on our personal experiences. This podcast is not intended to give medical advice, diagnose conditions, or recommend treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting, stopping, or changing any medication or treatment plan. We are simply three nerds who got our hands on some microphones. Bizarre baking adventures over the last few weeks. I'm yelling.
It's fair enough.
Baking.
Well, here's the thing.
We are going to be still recording.
Okay,
when
all right.
Mikhail
Yeah,
gets here.
okay, all right. So, on that note, everybody, welcome to Sorry I'm Rambling. It's a podcast created by two chaotic geeks diagnosed with ADHD during adulthood. We are your hosts. My name is Jack. This is Emma. Behind our cameraman, Stiff Steve, is our producer, Chelsea. Say hello.
Hello.
Today, we are talking about the seemingly ubiquitous relationship between ADHDers and stimulants.
Paradoxical, some might say.
Paradoxical, yes. What does that mean?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It's the opposite of what it should be.
It doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
So ADHDers and stimulants don't make sense?
We have a completely different reaction to what we have the opposite reaction
to what stimulants should do.
What stimulants do to a neurotypical person.
Hence the paradox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because stimulants make things go fast, but they make us go slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whether these stimulants are in the form of caffeine, nicotine, or of course medication, stimulants
or things that the police get called for.
Correct. Like what? Yeah. You believe in marching band powder. Stimulants are often an ADHD's best friend, and we're going to talk about why.
Yep.
Isn't that right?
We are.
But before we dive into all that jazz, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you playing?
What am I reading? Well, I did look through my D&D Beyond character page last night because we're going to play more D&D after this.
I looked at your D&D page this morning as well.
Yeah, I had to.
That's all you're reading at the moment?
Myself. What was I was reading research articles last night like an absolute nerd.
Is that what the link that we saw? Not to spoil the episode.
We'll get to that later. But yeah, it took me down the path of, wow, I remember how to do this. I did this once.
Okay. Chelsea, that's reading,
Science
playing,
things.
watching, playing.
I started rewatching the first season of The Blacklist this week, actually.
Oh, yeah.
My mum loves that show.
Yeah, I
loves it.
Like years ago when I started it, I only got into season 3 and got to the point where I was like, I'm a bit bored. And my brother keeps yelling at me, being like, you have to get past it. It gets so much better. And I'm like, there's like 8 fucking seasons
Didn't
or
it
more.
just end?
20, I don't know. There's
I think
so
it only
many seasons.
just ended like the last season was last year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know. But I don't know if I'm going to get through it all. But anyway, like the first season is really good. It's very captivating.
Is the guy in the Blacklist the guy that voices Ultron?
Yes, James Spader.
I love him.
He's really good.
He's great.
He's really good.
He has no hair in that show.
Well,
Ultron's got no hair neither. It's perfect.
It's true. Or strings.
More strings.
Yeah. I've had a Dexy, but it doesn't seem like I have.
Anyway, Blacklist.
That's been good. And still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Awesome.
There.
You know what I will say real quick about your brother's comment? Like, you've just got to push through. It's a big argument in the video game world. Like, it gets good after 30 hours.
I hate that.
It needs to be good now.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be good now. And if a video game doesn't get you within the first hour to maybe 10, if you're being generous, you can put it down, bro. TV shows, I feel the same way.
No, I used to be very guilty of saying that to people of like, just push through it and it'll get better. But like,
No.
if it pulls you in, it does. If it doesn't, that's okay.
Exactly.
We don't need to like the same thing, you know? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And well, actually, funny you say that. I've been playing a game for a while now called Black Myth Wukong. Mm-hmm. And today I was just sitting there, just being like, I'm about 30 hours in, and I was so confident I was going to be able to get through this game, and I just don't think I care anymore. I'm not quite sure what it is. Part of it, I will admit, is because I would really like to play it on my new computer, which isn't here yet.
Because this boy's having a big boy birthday and got a big boy present.
Big boy present
He's
for my damn
turning
self.
50.
Oh my God, finally. Finally. I feel every 49 years of it.
Yeah,
Moving on.
yeah,
Today's science time.
We're going to do science time.
We're going to do science time.
I love science.
We're going to do science time. Emma,
Yeah,
and I'm going to be real honest. I think you should take it from here.
Yeah, we're going to do science
I think
time.
you
We're
should
going to
start our
talk
science
about
time.
substances, particularly stimulants, and how they affect a neurotypical brain versus a zoomy, bouncy ADHD brain.
We are.
Yeah, so let's talk some science.
Tell me everything.
What are stimulants?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I can name like sources of stimulants,
Yeah,
but I don't know what they actually are.
yeah,
What, caffeine?
yeah,
Is that a stimulant?
yes,
Yes. Nicotine?
yes,
Amphetamines?
yeah.
Taurine, I think, is a stimulant.
There's lots of stimulants in pre-workout.
Lots of stimulants pre-workout.
Yeah.
Taurine, I think, is a stimulant.
Yep. And how do they make you feel in your body?
When I have pre-workout,
Mm-hmm.
they make me feel. Not to give the episode away, I haven't had a stimulant pre-workout for about a year.
Yeah.
I haven't at
Yeah.
all, so I don't really remember.
Yeah. Okay.
But there you go.
Well, stimulants are basically a chemical that's ingested in a variety of ways. Wink. That stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. Basically, the difference between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, if you've heard of it before. Sympathetic nervous system you can think of as like fight or flight. Go zoom. Parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest. And they're used in a variety of ways, stimulants. They can wake you up after pulling an all-nighter. They can make you feel more alert if you haven't had enough sleep, if it's part of your morning routine. And they're used to treat conditions like narcolepsy or ADHD.
There you go. Narcolepsy is when people just fall asleep out of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Naughty boy.
Sorry, carry on.
And you named a bunch of common stimulants.
Pull yourself
Pull
together.
yourself together. How's that solo? Is it good?
It's really good.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So caffeine, nicotine, and prescription meds like Ritalin and Vyvanse are all stimulants. You need to cool your jets, Starsky. No more stimulants for you. This is all staying in.
Sorry, carry on. It's just, I'm sorry. Like, it would be awful.
Share with the class. What is it about involuntarily falling asleep that is really getting?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm sorry, because it would be awful to have narcolepsy. It really would.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing because, no, it would be really awful to have narcolepsy. It really would. It really would. I'm sorry. Carry on.
I want to know what's going on in your mind right now, though, that just set you off.
Just the thought of like, you're just
it's
somewhere.
not like movies where you just like fall out a window because you fell asleep.
No, but like, what if you just like, you would just hear it. Just you're at dinner at Giuseppe's and then face first in the spaghetti bolognese. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's that. That's like movie narcolepsy.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
I think it's
More
more
than
like
anything,
when
if
you're
you're
really
already
stressed
resting.
out and
Okay.
you're already feeling like kind of,
Okay, all right.
you know.
Okay. So I'm
It's
sorry.
not like passing out.
All right, all
More
right.
commonly as well, I think a lot of people with narcolepsy really struggle with like waking up in the
Yeah,
morning, or they
yeah.
sleep so deeply that it's
Yeah.
almost impossible to wake them
Okay,
up.
Yeah.
all right. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. So we use stimulants to
Treat those
treat
conditions.
narcolepsy. Gotcha.
Yeah, and ADHD.
And
The
ADHD.
thing that we have.
Correct.
We've got those in our brain.
We certainly do.
So basically, when you ingest a stimulant, it kicks the sympathetic nervous system into like fast forward mode. So that means that it can increase your heart rate, it can increase blood pressure, dilate pupils, slow down digestion. Sound familiar? Yeah. And release noradrenaline into the body, making you feel more alert, energized, and focused. All things that we need.
My word.
Yeah. Not all stimulants, though, cause a significant increase in dopamine.
Not
So-
all stimulants cause a significant increase in dopamine.
Yeah. So take Ritalin, for example, right? It doesn't make your body make more dopamine.
No. And nor does caffeine specifically.
Caffeine will release a little bit of dopamine, so it makes you feel good,
Yes.
but it's not consistent.
And so it releases a little bit of dopamine. Is that just because we like the taste, we like the flavor, we like the thing? So it's not necessarily like a dexamphetamine that literally that's its purpose, is to help create more dopamine. Is that correct?
So part of when your sympathetic nervous system is stimulated, you release dopamine and noradrenaline into the body, right? So you feel like good, alert, ready to run, basically, that fight or flight response.
And all stimulants do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But our meds, for example, like a dexamphetamine or amphetamines in general, speed, for example,
Diet
will cause a therapeutic, consistent release of more dopamine than, say, doing something that makes you feel good, ingesting a stimulant like caffeine, or smoking. Smoking a cigarette is different. That's why smoking cigarettes are addictive, because it's going to release more dopamine into the system than a cup of coffee would.
And I think and nicotine is inherently a more addictive substance.
Yes.
It's got addictive qualities or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. So things that have addictive qualities a lot of the time are linked to high dopamine release in the body.
Yeah.
Because you do something that makes you feel good, you want to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, I'm with you.
So stimulants, now that we kind of understand how stimulants work on the neurotypical brain, we can have a look at how they work on a neurospicy brain.
We can.
Because, stimulants tend to affect us neurospicy folk a little differently.
Is that?
Yeah.
When you say neurospicy as well, do you mean specifically ADHD, right?
Specifically ADHD.
Because if someone's got autism, for example, it's not like a stimulant will affect their brain.
Well, okay, when we're talking about neurodivergent people and looking at the effects of stimulants and how they can be a little different, someone who has a deficit in dopamine and noradrenaline is going to react more positively to a stimulant and more, not necessarily more positively, but more in line with how someone with ADHD does compared to someone with like autism who may not have a deficit in noradrenaline and dopamine.
All right, so it's not.
So they're going to react to a stimulant like a neurotypical person.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So in terms of how stimulants affect an ADHD brain, shall we talk about each other?
Yeah.
Our own individual stimulant experiences.
Our pre-med experience.
Our pre-med experience. Yeah. Shall I go first?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll go first. So, pre-diagnosis. I find this fascinating. Pre-diagnosis, I didn't really have much caffeine.
Which is not common for someone with ADHD.
Which is not common for I didn't like coffee. I didn't do fizzy at all, actually.
Yeah.
So I didn't do energy drinks. I was having pre-workout. But fun fact, I didn't even know that pre-workout had caffeine in it until like 2019.
I remember you telling me this.
I had no idea.
And I was genuinely shocked that you didn't know that.
My old boss at the time, I was talking about taking pre-workout and he was like, caffeine this, caffeine that. And I was like, what do you mean caffeine this, caffeine that? And he's like, yeah, it was good, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't really pay attention. I didn't really pay attention to that. And I didn't really know how much caffeine was in them until August of 2024 when I started paying attention to caffeine.
That's wild.
What,
Isn't that bizarre?
what did you think was in there?
I didn't know. I didn't care.
Magic juice
Yeah.
makes you buzzy.
I didn't care. I knew it had beta alanine and that's about it.
Which I don't believe is a stimulant.
No, it's not a stimulant. No, because
Which
it's
is insane to me considering it makes you...
Do you reckon it's a vasodilator though?
I don't think it is a vasodilator. I believe it's an amino acid, beta alanine.
It also could have
yeah, gotcha.
vasodilator
Properties.
like,
Well,
yeah.
stim-free pre-workouts are basically just vasodilators. They just give you a good pump and they give you, that's about it. Beta alanine, I don't believe it's a vasodilator. It has something to do directly with performance, whereas vasodilation, at least in the context that I'm thinking of when it comes to pre-workouts, is more about getting a better pump, which doesn't have an effect on performance.
More blood to the muscle.
More blood to the muscle, which will help anyway. Chelsea Des, what have you found?
Beta-alanine is a non-essential amino acid that boosts the production of carnosine in the skeletal muscle, which acts as a buffer against lactic acid buildup during high-intensity exercises.
Gotcha.
By reducing this acid accumulation, it delays muscle fatigue, increases endurance, and improves performance in, for example, weightlifting and sprinting.
There we go.
Not a vasodilator.
No, so it's not going to give Chelsea a migraine.
No.
It's just I don't want to feel itchy.
You don't want to feel itchy.
Tweaky.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The paresthesia is the side effect. Yeah, so you only get those benefits just there once your body is saturated with beta-alanine. Same as creatine, same as Ritalin, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Anywho, so pre-diagnosis, I didn't really have much caffeine at all outside of pre-workout. All the caffeine I was having would be a scoop of pre-workout on a training day, which
So interesting.
at the time might have been 150 to 250 gram scoop at the time, but of milligrams of caffeine. But I wasn't paying attention to that at all. Yeah, no caffeine.
Wow.
None at all.
Did you find when you first had caffeine though that it like, did you feel wired or buzzed or?
I don't think so. I don't. Well, so what I've got here is it wasn't really up until August 2024 until I started to have caffeine, energy drinks and whatever else. Did I feel buzzed? I don't remember specifically feeling a particular buzz or anything like that. No, I think to answer your question, the first time I ever had an energy drink, I drove overnight from Nelson Bay to Melbourne. That was the first time I'd ever had an energy drink. And I remember that got me through. I wasn't tired. I wasn't sleepy. I felt good. But other than that, I don't remember specifically feeling super buzzed by caffeine. But I also don't know if that's true because I can't remember. So, but yeah, pre-August 2024, I was not having any caffeine outside of one scoop of pre-workout on a training day, and I didn't even really realize it was caffeine.
That is so wild
Isn't that wild?
to me. I never want to know how much money I've spent on coffee throughout my life so far.
But
it'd be horrifying.
I think that was probably the biggest thing that stopped. Okay, so similar to me not drinking, the two things that stopped me from having caffeine is I didn't like coffee, so I wasn't going to drink coffee.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like anything that was carbonated, so I wasn't going to drink energy drinks. So I just didn't have.
So energy drinks taste like crimes.
Crimes.
They taste like university.
I love them.
I don't like it.
I adore them.
It makes me gag.
Which is fair. Which is totally fair. Oh gosh. But when I went overseas in October of 2024.
Yeah.
And then when I got back from that, it was basically Stim City from then on. After that, it was all
Stim City.
all bets are off. It was during August, September, October. August, September, I think, is when I started having energy drinks. I was working with my coach at the time, and I started having caffeine as appetite suppressant and just to, I don't know, give happiness. But I don't really even know how I started. I don't know how that started, to be honest.
To give happiness.
Yeah, just like liquid happiness. I don't know how. Do you remember how that started?
I think you tried a fizzy and got over whatever your aversion to it was. And then I don't know how you got onto like
The monsters.
zero sugar monsters and stuff like that.
Well, it's very gym rat.
It's very
gym rat. But I'm not like that gym rat Instagram. It's not my vibe.
No.
So I don't really know where I picked it. But that's correct. Is
DJing?
during the. Well, yes, actually, funnily enough, I've got that written here somewhere. But you're correct. In that time, that August, September, when I was cutting with my coach at the time, I started to drink sugar-free softies to give me that. That's right, yeah. To give me that in-between meal, keep full kind of vibe. Give me something to sip on.
It was an appetite suppressant.
Yes, yeah, it was an appetite suppressant. Just the sugar-free softies.
Yeah, it's still got caffeine in it a lot of the time.
A lot of the times they do. These ones didn't specifically. Okay. I would get ones that didn't. I knew that Diet Coke and all those did. What was I drinking? I was drinking doesn't matter. But the ones I got caffeine free.
Okay.
Specifically.
Yep.
But that's at the same time as when I started drinking the monsters and stuff.
Interesting.
And that was August, September 2024. And then when I went overseas and I got back, then we are a 1 to 3 energy,
liquid
1 to 3
love.
liquid love, 1 to 3 energy drinks a day, 1 to 3 monsters a day, and I was using caffeinated pre-workout at that time as well.
Yep.
All that business.
Christ.
Yeah, I know. It's quite that.
Honestly, that's not bad compared to what my coffee habit was.
Please, please.
Chelsea's witnessed my coffee habit in full.
Have I
bore
not?
When no, I don't think so, because we weren't like really hanging out on a consistent basis pre-meds. So before I was medicated, I've been drinking coffee since I was 15. And in adulthood, I would have between 3 and 5 coffees a day, 6 coffees sometimes. I have a coffee machine at home, so I'm not a millionaire.
And sorry to interrupt, but the important thing is,
How many shots of coffee in each? Yeah, 4.
yeah, wow. And just for those that don't know, a regular shot of coffee, depending on the coffee, is usually somewhere between 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine per shot. So let's just call it 100 for easy maths, because for you, they would have been.
Yeah.
So 4 shot,
Times 5 or 6, depending on the day.
how many is that? How much is that? How many shots is that? What'd you say? 4 shots by 5?
Yeah.
20 shots at 100 milligrams each?
Yeah, that's 2,000 milligrams of coffee.
2 grams.
Yeah.
Of caffeine, which should be enough to almost kill you.
And the funny thing is, we'll talk about this in a minute, because I have ADHD,
Jesus.
didn't really, just kept me at level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never, ever did I have a coffee at night and then was unable to sleep. I still am like that. I can have stimulants and then fall asleep easily.
Yeah, it is true. Your body, you can power through stimulants.
Power through cannot
stimulants.
digest food to save my life. But boy, can I metabolize stimulants
give the
like
girl-
a monster.
Give the girl amphetamines. Whoa, but bit of cheese?
A piece of, not even dairy.
You can do dairy.
Give me a piece of fruit though, and can't digest it to save myself.
Give me
It's so frustrating.
Wow.
I know. So yeah. Can confirm. Coffee fiend. I
Coffee
think
fiend.
one of the only times that I've never been like wired on coffee, but producer Chelsea has come around to my house a few times when I've made cold brew and then forgot about it in the fridge for like a week.
Fermented.
And then
rocket
fuel. It's just been steeping for like a week. So it's the strongest. And I drink coffee without any sugar. So it's like the strongest coffee.
Bearing in mind, most of the time with cold brew, you steep it for between 8 and 12
hours. And it's like a week of, yeah. And I've drunk the entire jug of it more than once and been like, I feel a little bit buzzy.
Wow.
That would actually put me in the ground. That would kill me.
What is
My heart would give out.
what does steep mean? Ferment for coffee?
No, like put coffee in water. Sit in water for a long
steep it.
time.
And
yeah.
the longer you steep it, the
Stronger.
The stronger. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I have a coffee problem.
Is it a problem?
Yeah.
I'm hey man.
with love and respect, love and light. Yeah.
I'm just
You could be
about
doing
illicit
worse.
drugs
You could be
in
doing
this.
worse things. You could be doing worse things.
I could be doing worse things.
You could be doing worse
I could
things.
be doing far worse.
And this was pre-med.
This was pre-med?
This was pre-meds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so with all of that, we've got a little bit more science.
We're going to do more science
We're
time.
going to do more science to dive into.
So let's talk about the ADHD brain.
Did we talk about the ADHD brain?
Yeah, and why stimulants affect us the way that they do.
Okay.
So let's do a short recap.
Short
the
recap.
neuroscience behind ADHD first.
Now you've written here.
Can you tell me what you remember about?
I'm gonna be.
Why ADHD is the way that it is in our brain.
Now, do you want me to remember, or do you want me to?
Don't cheat. I would like for you to give
question?
me a short recap.
Producer Chels has to pee really quick, but you two go ahead.
Okay. Have good pee.
Have good pee.
Have good pee.
You need help?
Bring the microphone.
No, Jack, you can't hold it.
We could cross swords.
The god mic
Nope.
is staying downstairs.
Go on.
Have good pee.
What was your question?
Can you give me a quick recap of the neuroscience behind ADHD?
A quick recap of the. Oh, okay. Yes, I can do that.
What you understand?
What I
of
understand.
The neuroscience behind ADHD.
Okay, neuroscience behind ADHD, meaning like what ADHD cause and what does to us.
Not necessarily the cause, but brain difference.
Brain difference. Brain difference. Okay, so fundamentally, the difference between a neurotypical brain and a person with ADHD is a person with ADHD either has, put very simply, a deficiency in the neurotransmitters / hormones of noradrenaline and dopamine.
Yep.
Or we have we don't have a deficiency, but we have our brain doesn't use those hormones and neurotransmitters properly because they absorb it, but then they just recycle it instead of using it.
Yeah.
It's either those two things or a combination of the two.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct?
Absolutely correct. Round of applause. We'll put it in post.
I mean, I could put it in right now if I can see it properly. What's it? It's this one.
Do it.
I just don't remember which.
Hey.
Muzzle tough. All right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, talking about so it's a structural and functional difference in the brain, but we're talking about the functional difference.
Talking about the functional difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the reduction of dopamine and noradrenaline activity.
The reduction of dopamine and noradrenaline activity, meaning
it could be a deficiency.
Could be a deficiency.
Could be an issue with uptake.
It could be an issue with uptake.
Could be both.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, look, Amadeus, you've got here handball to Jack. So shall I read this?
You can if you want to.
Shall I read this?
Yeah, because it was
correct.
correct. You were correct.
Well, I was correct.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so dopamine is a neurotransmitter and a hormone.
It is.
It's both?
It's both.
How be both?
Some are both. Some neurotransmitters are also a hormone.
Okay, all right.
It's just a chemical in the body
It's just a chemical in the
that
body.
works in two different ways.
Okay, interesting. Right. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter and hormone that drives behavior by creating a feel-good sensation when achieving goals while also influencing learning, attention, and memory.
Yep.
Key roles and functions of dopamine include reward and motivation.
Yep.
Dopamine is released during pleasurable activities.
Yep.
Eating, sex, social interaction, the gym,
Yeah. Yeah. Exercise.
to reinforce behaviors, creating. It's okay. It's okay.
Password.
Yeah. Chelsea just said moron. So for those that have you seen Sicario?
No.
Okay, it's from Sicario, so you're wrong. But for those that have, then you get it. Right. Right. So dopamine also motor control.
Yep.
It regulates voluntary movement. Low levels are associated with Parkinson's disease, leading to tremors and movement impairment. I didn't know that. Yep. I will say that your motor control.
It actually makes a lot of sense, like remembering I did university a while ago. So a lot of this was a revision for me too while writing this episode. that the dopamine being both a neurotransmitter and a hormone, right? It works in the brain and the body. And regulating motor function.
Well, this is what
Makes
I'm going to
sense.
say. This is what I'm going to say.
That having a deficiency of dopamine in the body causes my hands to shake.
And you're so clumsy as fuck.
I am really clumsy.
But you've gotten less clumsy? I remember speaking about. I remember talking to you on the phone about this a long time ago. I swear to God, I haven't witnessed your clumsiness in the way that other people have.
Yeah.
Like
I don't just all of a sudden things bounce out of my hands.
You don't just trip over fresh air is the way you describe it.
Yeah.
You know?
I do that a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then dopamine and cognitive function. It aids in focus, attention, executive function, and working memory, as we know. Yep. Mood regulation. Yep. Balance levels contribute to happiness and motivation, while imbalances can contribute to depression and anxiety.
Yep.
On that note, I will definitely say one of the first things that I noticed when I started taking my meds, and still to this day, is my frustration tolerance is so much higher.
Yeah.
So much higher.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, one of the ways that I noticed that was playing this game, Black Myth Wukong at the moment. Black Myth Wukong is what we call a Souls-like.
Yeah. Yes.
Difficult, hard work, and I can tolerate difficult video games more.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Makes sense.
More patience.
More patience.
Yeah.
More patience. And then lastly, you've got here physiological processes. It acts as a hormone to influence blood vessel dilation, digestion, and insulin production. Yeah. Does it?
Yes, it does. Dopamine created in the gut.
I knew
as well as the brain.
I knew that it was created in the gut, but I didn't know that it played a role in all of that.
Yep.
Dilation, blood vessel dilation. Beg pardon?
It's important. Dopamine is important.
Dopamine is important.
Yeah.
Dopamine is important.
It's an important one.
And the most and dopamine's preferred fuel source. What's
protein? Well, it's an important fuel source.
It's protein.
Yeah.
It's
To
protein.
create dopamine in the body.
Protein.
So that's why the hangriness.
That's why I'm fucking huge.
The
Right. Eat your protein.
yeah, eat your protein.
Right. Now, noradrenaline, this is the one I find fascinating. Noradrenaline or norepinephrine, as the Americans.
If you're American.
If you're American.
Yeah.
That noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter and a hormone which regulates. I'm going to start that again. Noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter and hormone for regulating the fight or flight response, arousal, alertness, and attention.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know.
Yep.
As a key component of the sympathetic nervous system,
Yep.
it prepares the body and brain for action. Key functions and responsibilities include the fight or flight response, acts as a stress hormone that prepares the body for sudden stressful situations. Interesting. I thought the fight or flight response flooded your body with cortisol.
That is the after effect of fight or flight.
Okay.
So all of the up
All of the up.
afterwards can flood your body with cortisol.
Okay, there you go. Right.
I believe. I might be wrong.
Who knows? We don't know anything on this show.
Yeah.
So, cardiovascular regulation. Noradrenaline raises the heart rate, increases blood pressure, and boosts blood flow to skeletal muscles.
True.
Interesting. Didn't know that either. Mental alertness and cognition. It helps with attention, focus, vigilance, and memory retrieval.
Working memory.
Working memory. Neurological function. It helps regulate sleep-wake cycles with levels rising during wakefulness.
Why do you think my sleep has been better?
And I was going to say, all of these things we're saying that dopamine and noradrenaline help with.
They do.
They do. This is what they do.
Yeah.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
All of these things are what people with ADHD struggle with.
Absolutely.
it all-
Because we either don't use it properly or don't have enough of it or both.
There we are.
I was going to add as well, I think lately in particular with, a lot of very unqualified people banging on about, how to flush out all of the excess cortisol in your body. Yes, there are a lot of people who are very stressed over things that are very unnatural at the moment.
Yeah.
And yes, they might have excess cortisol, but cortisol actually plays an incredibly important part in so many of our functions.
Yeah.
It's what your body, like your brain and your body start releasing when you need to wake up.
Yep.
It's really, really important part of your sleep cycle. Yeah. It's like, so you know how I told you recently I've been waking up at like 3, 4 a.m. and I cannot get back to sleep for hours because I'm fucking wired. I wake up and I'm awake, and that's a cortisol response in my body being like, we're awake, we need to be up. I'm like, can everybody calm down? It's
I
the
was
middle of the
having
night.
that issue before I was medicated.
Correct. So
Yeah.
if your hormones are off in other ways, and
Yeah.
like what you said before about isn't cortisol a stress response? It
Yes, it
absolutely
is, but so is noradrenaline.
so is
release.
noradrenaline. They all work together. So if your hormones and your neurotransmitters are kind of off and wonky in the first place, the rest of them also aren't probably going to be working as well or being released when they should be.
Yeah.
So it's all like the endocrine system, all of our hormones, everything like that is so complex.
It
and
was
everything.
not my best subject at university.
And it's not a lot of doctors' best subjects still.
Yeah,
There's still so much we don't know about
Yeah.
hormones and how they interact with each other, and particularly the hormones that interact with each other with women.
Yeah.
Especially at different times of their cycle, etc. All of it comes into play.
Yeah.
It's really fucking complex.
It is extremely complex. The endocrine system is a fascinating kind of yin and yang in the body that needs to be in balance because, yes, the sympathetic nervous system is by and large a stress response, but we need it to live day-to-day life.
What if we got to fight?
To be what if we got to fight? What if we're late for something? What if we need to sit down and really focus? There are plenty of things. I mean, regulation of the sleep-wake cycle is part of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system working together. So it's less about getting rid of one thing in your body and more about being in balance. Because you need noradrenaline. You also need acetylcholine, which is like the major neurotransmitter that regulates the parasympathetic nervous system.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I need more of that when I can't shit properly.
Yeah. I've got some notes on acetylcholine.
Do
if
you?
I can find it.
Do you really?
Yep.
Oh my God, can you supplement with what'd you call it?
Acetylcholine?
Acetylcholine, can you just get that at Chemist Warehouse?
No.
Not even close.
no, you certainly can't.
How's that? I might
We'll get it later.
Might help me when I'm
find it later.
when I'm shitting bricks.
find it
Now, so with all of that said, now that we understand, shall we move on?
Yeah.
Now that we understand the fentanyls,
the fundamentals.
The fundamentals, rather, of the ADHDers brain. Why do our meds and stimulants in general have the paradoxical effect of calming and focusing?
Yeah, because everything that we've spoken about so far is talking about stimulants putting us in fast forward.
Fast forward, correct.
Well, a neurotypical brain in fast forward.
Well, neurotypical brain, yes. So stimulants put a neurotypical brain in fast forward.
Yep.
But not us.
Nope.
But not us. And why is that?
Why is that?
Why is that?
Well, everything that we've spoken about so far with noradrenaline and dopamine, right? They essentially, because we have less of those, even though we seem like we're in fast forward, the things that get released into the body more, someone who has enough noradrenaline and dopamine, when they take a stimulant, they get more of those things. So it makes them speedy. Whereas we don't have enough. So the behavior of somebody with ADHD not being focused, not being able to like be on one topic for long periods of time, getting antsy, all of those kinds of things are even though they look like fast forward, we're actually not.
We're not.
We're not.
No. And I think,
and it doesn't even slow our brain down. In essence, it's kind of speeding our brain up a little more.
Well, the way that you once described it to me is, if this is a neurotypical brain operating with its proper normal levels of dopamine and noradrenaline, and we're operating down here,
we're getting brought up to baseline.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're operating down here without our medication, but when we take our medication or use stimulants, we get brought up just to that neurotypical level.
I actually wrote that here. Funnily enough, even though it feels like stimulants slow our speedy brains down, the effects of stimulants, particularly increasing dopamine and noradrenaline, help bring our brains up to baseline.
She did write that down. It's right here. It's right in front of me.
I did. As ADHDers, we may try to patch the leaky roof, so to speak, as to totally steal from another one sitting on this couch. With common stimulants like caffeine or extracurriculars, which is a very, very, very common thing for people with undiagnosed ADHD. They tend to self-medicate with stimulants of many kinds. That's only patching the leaky roof, but our meds give us a therapeutic constant effect.
So it's like you're saying. So what you're basically saying is like the analogy I like to use often is more so the leaky tap.
Yeah.
The leaky tap. Someone's tap is leaking and they're trying to fuss over what mop to buy.
Yep.
We've got to fix the leaky tap to stop the water on the floor.
Yep.
Our medication fixes that leaky tap. Kind of.
Chugging thousands of milligrams of caffeine is fussing over what mop to buy.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas getting a minimum therapeutic dose of the correct medication is fixing the leaky tap.
Fixing the leaky tap makes a lot of sense.
So stimulants, stimulant medication for ADHD, like methylphenidate, which is Ritalin, or dexamphetamines, they actually increase those lower levels of neurotransmitters like dopamine and noradrenaline specifically. So they, like we said, bring our brain up to that baseline rather than, even though it feels like it's slowing us down, calming us down.
So Ritalin also increases noradrenaline.
No, it helps that reuptake of dopamine and noradrenaline.
Oh, so it doesn't increase low levels of the neurotransmitters. Ritalin doesn't. It just helps with the uptake.
It corrects uptake.
Tell me why. So my understanding as well is, generally speaking, dexamphetamine medication in general is the preferred medication for
right now in Australia.
Specifically, now in Australia, dexamphetamine is the preferred medication for people with ADHD, and doctors are more likely to prescribe a dexamphetamine than they are Ritalin.
Over Ritalin.
Over Ritalin.
Yeah.
Pending certain circumstances.
Yeah.
So I want to know, why is that? Is it just better?
No. So the reason that dexamphetamine, again, not a doctor, this is an mildly informed guess, but the reason that dexamphetamine is typically the preferred first prescription for a newly diagnosed patient over something like Ritalin is because the effects are instantaneous. When you take a Dex, and by instantaneous I mean it's got to obviously break down in the gut and get into your bloodstream, but it takes half an hour to kick in, and you feel effects immediately. Whereas with Ritalin, you as a newly diagnosed person need to stay on that medication regime for a month or more before you even start to feel those effects of the meds. And historically, people with ADHD really bad at remembering to do things like take meds or be in a routine.
Gotcha.
Especially if they're not feeling the positive results of those medications.
You're not getting that dopamine reinforcement already. So why it's not even a conscious, like, why would you keep taking it? You are going to struggle to get into that routine to begin with because you're not getting those instant results.
So it's not necessarily about the effectiveness of the medication.
No.
It's more about the fact that dexamphetamines just work quicker. That's why they're prescribed quicker.
Yes, because getting somebody with ADHD into the routine of taking their meds, that's why Vyvanse is typically something that's suggested more often than not for people before taking which is the long form dexamphetamine, that stays effective for 12 hours as opposed to the 4-hour dexamphetamine.
Yeah. So you don't have to forget.
People with ADHD forget stuff. We forget things. And it's hard to form new routines for us to begin with.
Yeah.
So giving us a medication that we have to remember to take every day that isn't helping us straight away,
like Ritalin.
Yes, is going to not be the first port of call for a psychiatrist.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It does depend on the psych though.
Well, see, whenever I hear about someone being prescribed Ritalin or they've been taking Ritalin for a while and they haven't moved to a dexamphetamine, I get this immediate I
described it as somebody saying that his favorite toy was shit.
Oh, I forgot that. You did say that.
It is such a funny reaction.
You're so right. I immediately, I'm like, oh, you take Ritalin?
Yeah.
And I don't mean that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean that, but I immediately think there's something, like, I immediately think the GP doesn't know what they're talking about.
Right.
And that's not true.
It is purely just you within yourself going, I feel really good. This has been a really positive experience for me. Why wouldn't you want to be having that same experience?
Yeah.
Your GP must be steering you, or your psychiatrist must be steering you in the wrong direction. It could be a number of reasons why somebody might be taking methylphenidate or Ritalin over a dexamphetamine. But typically when someone's newly diagnosed, pending not having any kind of physical, like something going on or taking a different medication that might interact poorly with the dexamphetamine, it tends to be what a psychiatrist will suggest to people in Australia. I don't know about anywhere else, but yeah.
I think a big Jack focus is reminding yourself your experience is not the experience.
Yep.
It's true.
It's extremely different for absolutely everybody. Like Emma's type of ADHD is vastly different.
Very different, yeah.
And the way that she feels on Vyvanse is probably also very vastly different.
Yeah,
still
it
positive,
is.
but vastly different. I don't know if I've said this before, but every single one of my closest friends has ADHD. Every single one of you fuckers.
She collects us.
I collect them like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You're
anyway,
the Thanos of ping pong brained humans.
Just wait till I get diagnosed with something. Just you fucking wait. Anyway, I digress. So everybody does have a very different reaction to it.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone with ADHD recently who said that he doesn't take any of the like stimulant medication because he hates the way they make him feel.
There are non-stimulant medications that treat ADHD.
There certainly are, but like the way that Dexies make you feel or Vyvanse makes you feel is great. The way they make him feel is like a robot who's on autopilot and like he's numb inside. And
people have described that before.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably an individual brain chemistry thing.
Absolutely.
But the question that I had for you, Emma, I'm not sure if you know the answer, but could there's probably, again, multiple reasons for there being such a difference in reaction to things like stimulants versus non-stimulant ADHD medication. But could one of those reasons be the difference in what causes somebody's ADHD?
Yes.
Is it like say stimulants work better for you guys because your problem is you are not producing enough dopamine or adrenaline as opposed to the people who have a reuptake problem?
Yes. So yes, exactly. That is exactly one of the reasons why somebody might be. I mean, we could never test that without cracking our heads open. So like you can do an fMRI, it's not going to show you necessarily whether or not we are producing more dopamine, and we would be producing more dopamine and noradrenaline purely because of the meds that we're taking now.
Mm-hmm.
But testing whether or not that is the cause behind our ADHD is something that we'd need to do in an autopsy.
Well, I have a question there.
But yes, absolutely. So Ritalin, for example, the way that it works, like we've spoken about before, is the easiest way to kind of understand it is when you look at a neuronal synapse, the little like fingies that are kind of like this, one synapse to another in the brain, it tells the dendrites.
Oh,
yes?
I remember
and
that from high school science.
Synapses are the little like kind of, it looks like a weird flat like sucker almost. And there's a little gap in between. And the neurotransmitters fly from one synapse to the other through that gap.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that Ritalin works, assuming that it's a reuptake problem and that the body actually is producing enough dopamine and noradrenaline, is it tells those synapses, rather than to take those neurotransmitters and recycle them because they think that we've got too much going on in the brain, it holds on to them for as long as possible and keeps them there for as long as possible.
So you can actually use,
the
chemicals
those
that you've already
neurotransmitters that you've already got in your body. It's similar to what a lot of people know about antidepressants, SSRIs specifically. So SSRIs, serotonin reuptake inhibitors, work the same way, but with serotonin. Mm-hmm. It assumes that the brain is making enough serotonin, but that getting rid of it is the brain is going, I have too much serotonin. I need to recycle it back into the body. And that taking an SSRI tells those neurons to hold on to that neurotransmitter and use it for as long as possible before recycling. Yeah. Whereas our meds, who knows
the
how?
production of
Yes.
dopamine,
So who knows how our neurons are actually using those neurotransmitters? But we are making much more of them now. So even the way that we've reacted to our meds, I would assume that ours would be a production problem. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have enough noradrenaline or dopamine in the body to begin with. And now that we have more, our brain and body are using those neurotransmitters correctly. We could experiment and try Ritalin for a month.
Nope.
I'm not volunteering as tribute either.
I remember asking you once, though, that even if someone has an uptake problem,
yes,
a dexamphetamine is still going to work, usually going to work just as well. Maybe not just as well, but it is still going to work for someone with an uptake problem.
Possibly, but
they could
have that. It depends on
severity of the uptake problem.
Yes, and it could end in something like Chelsea's friend who was saying, I feel numb, I feel robotic, I don't feel right.
Yeah, okay.
I would also argue as well, what does better mean? Because
exactly.
You might be extremely well focused. Mm-hmm. You might be able to hold a conversation. You might be more productive than most of the neurotypical people around you. You might have all these things that you're doing extremely well. Sweaty, for example, was taking 70 milligrams of Vyvanse.
I would die.
And when he first started taking that, he taught himself the entirety of like Excel formulae in one weekend.
Yeah.
Because he was so locked in, so focused. But the reason he stopped doing that is because he felt like a monster. He felt dead inside. He felt like he just wasn't himself anymore.
Yeah.
And so obviously that was too much. And the time that, you took more, you felt like it went the opposite way. You felt awful.
Yeah.
So there is too much. And then there's also just people are going to react differently. even if it is a reuptake problem, sure. Like
You got
stimulants
more
are,
of it.
you've got
your
more of it.
brain's
It's
still
going
not
to do
gonna
something, but that doesn't
necessarily
mean
use
it's going
it
to make
properly.
you. Yeah, and it also doesn't mean it's going to make you feel good.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Well, remember that dopamine in particular is important for things like mood regulation. So if you've got lots of
Too
it going
much.
through your body, and your brain is the problem is reuptake. So your brain is like recycling a bunch of it and going, oh my God, I have so much, but
just
it's
keeps-
still not using it correctly.
Yeah.
Your mood is going to feel weird.
So it's like if the uptake problem, if it really is a severe uptake problem, it doesn't matter how much you produce. If your brain just keeps going, no, fuck, man, I'm telling it, this is too much, and it just keeps recycling it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much you've got, it's just going to keep recycling it.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Makes
yeah.
a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yes. So I won't get too in the weeds.
I mean, we
the
could get in- we could
neuroscience
get-
behind it. But
we could get in
yeah,
the
yeah.
weeds.
Well, funnily enough, so this study that I found.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Side quest.
quest.
Science side quest time. So,
tell me.
funnily enough, this discussion actually kind of leads into this study that I found. So there was a cool new study that was done in St. Louis that was published last year on stimulant medications and how they work in the brain, specifically looking at kids who are medicated with ADHD, because we've always kind of understood that assumed that when someone with ADHD takes meds like ours, it's stimulating the like focus parts of the brain. It's stimulating the be attentive parts of the brain. Not the case.
Not the case.
Not the case.
Not the case.
So, yeah, new study by researchers at the Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis cast doubts on that thinking. So the study was published in Cell in December 2025 and found that using resting state fMRI, which is essentially when there's an MRI and then a functional MRI, which injects a dye into the bloodstream and no, that's CAT scan. It looks at the different parts of the brain and how they light up when doing different tasks. This is a resting state fMRI, so it's when you're just at rest.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, so using resting state fMRI scans, comparing brain connectivity patterns between children who took prescription stimulants and children who did not on the day of their scan. Very basically, the research saw in the fMRIs that arousal and reward centers in the brain, not attention centers, were activated by the meds.
Right. Okay.
So
say that again. The parts of the brain. No, let me repeat it.
Yeah.
So the parts of the brain that lit up
Yep.
when stimulant medication was taken was reward.
Yep.
And what was the other one?
Arousal.
Reward and arousal, and not the parts of the brain responsible for focus.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. This suggests that when looking at how stimulants treat ADHD, rather than stimulating the attention centers of the ADHDer's brain, stimulating the reward centers of the brain helps an ADHDer sit and complete tasks that would usually be a big
A big ugh. Yeah.
because the tasks feel more rewarding and it
Yes.
helps you go back and do it more.
That makes so much sense.
Isn't it interesting? I mean, it does, but like the misconception with ADHD and why people think it's so paradoxical that we take something that is by and large understood to make people go in fast forward. It calms us down, but it's releasing those neurotransmitters into the body that are responsible for regulation, mood regulation, calm, focus, all of those kinds of things. And when doing tasks and focusing, which we struggle with, it's the this feels good, I'll do it again. That's helping us go back and do it again.
So the way that one of the ways that I describe ADHD to people, or the sort of the stereotypical ADHD child, is let's say Jack, when I was in primary school, for example, one of the reasons that stereotypically I might get in trouble all the time is because I'm sitting there and my teacher is telling me to do my work.
Yeah.
But my brain is going, you need dopamine, go do something,
Yes.
make everyone laugh,
Yeah.
get in trouble, get attention.
Yep.
That is stimulating the arousal
And
the,
reward
and
centers.
reward center.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even though I'm getting in trouble, my brain is being flooded with dopamine. That's why I'm
Yep.
being.
Yep.
That's why I'm getting distracted.
Yes.
Is because like my brain's going, bro, go find some dopamine.
Yep.
Fast forward to now, while I'm medicated and I'm sitting there doing a task that pre-medication I would find very difficult. Something in front of the computer like editing or writing programs for clients.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm medicated, I'm sitting there, my brain is getting the dopamine and noradrenaline that I need. I don't have to go looking for the dopamine. My brain can just sit there and do the task that it needs to do and not go and search for dopamine, scroll on my phone or whatever it might be.
It also suggests that unlike the assumption that everyone seems to have about people with ADHD, that we're lazy, that we can't, like, we don't have the brain capacity for focus or anything like that, that is fundamentally untrue.
Absolutely.
And that we just don't have enough of the brain chemicals that other people have that go, I feel good that I just did the dishes because I knew that it was something that needed to get done. And even though it was a mundane task, I feel good that it's done.
Absolutely.
You know, we're not going out and looking for other feel-good activities because we've got what our brain needs now to feel good about that mundane task and do it again in the future.
Because of stimulant medication.
Because of our meds.
It's funny that you say that. A thought just popped into my head.
Yeah.
But it's gone. It was talking about, no, stay with me. Just stay with me because hopefully we'll come back.
Keep talking.
It was talking, yes, I will. It was talking about doing dishes, ADHD people being lazy. It's not, okay, I got it. So it was people with ADHD, it's a common misconception that we have a lack of attention.
Yes.
Whereas in reality, it's more akin to having a lack of control of our attention. I thought you were going to agree with me.
Yes, I would say it's more akin to having a lack of the I like to describe it as like lack of brain petrol, right? We have a working engine.
Yes.
That can run.
Yeah.
But we don't have the fuel in it to get us to where we need to go. So we have an ability to control our attention and focus, but we don't have the brain petrol to do so.
See, that's interesting. I agree with you, but I also I agree, but I also kind of disagree because it's like
I'm talking purely the neuroscience behind it.
Because I think it's both. Because like I would have the brain petrol to go to the gym. I would have the brain petrol to meal prep. I would have the brain petrol to play video games.
Why? Because you're already getting that dopamine response from it. You are getting the reward centers pokey in your brain already.
Yes.
So you've got the brain petrol to do those things because you're feeling good about doing them.
I've got the brain petrol to do things, I think.
To do those things.
You think it's that specific?
Yes.
It is that specific?
Yes.
I've got a good one.
Yeah.
I've got an analogy. It's not really an analogy, but when I think about why Pavlov's work was obviously so influential.
Yes.
Is
Google Pavlov's dog. We'll put a link in the description.
Effectively, you can condition a human being.
Absolutely, you can.
Or most creatures, pretty much.
Anyone with any kind of frontal cortex, you can. Yes,
pretty much. To behave a certain way by repeatedly, positively or negatively reinforcing that behavior. Gambling. Yeah. Anything that makes your brain go, "Oh, that felt good. That felt good. That felt good."
Yep.
So, because there's a reason that works, and it's because we kind of have our own inbuilt Pavlov's complex in our brains, right? Because we need to be able to get through these tasks that might not be inherently very fun or rewarding to do.
Yeah.
In the neurotypical brain, these chemicals get released as they should be, meaning you can get through doing the dishes because, as you said, it feels good because it needed to be done. Now I don't have to do it anymore. That's enough reward for me to be like, that's great. I can do it. And that means tomorrow I'll have the same motivation to do it because I know that it feels good. When you don't have that working in your brain, that motivation to do it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so I guess what I'm trying to get at here is our brains are Pavloving themselves
Yes.
in the neurotypical brain.
Because though we're assuming that person in this assumption has been socialized to feel good about doing a task like cleaning the house.
Correct. There's a socialization aspect.
Yeah.
Even from like a survival aspect, human beings have to do things that they might not want to do because it's not enjoyable for the sake of survival.
Yeah.
So we have these chemicals that give us the motivation to do things that aren't necessarily pleasurable.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't do them so that we can survive.
Yeah. Yes. If we're dialing it down to like base survival, however, if we're dialing it down that far, it would be interesting to see whether or not this study would be repeated, say, if somebody, because a hunger response is a hunger response is a hunger response. You know what I mean? Like you eat something when you're hungry, you feel better.
Yeah.
Someone with ADHD is still going to have that feeling. But doing your homework, not necessarily something that you have to do to survive, but a person who is taking ADHD stimulants, if we're going by this study, right, who is somebody who has ADHD, those stimulants aren't telling our brains necessarily sit down and focus. They're giving us the brain petrol to focus on what we need to do, and that task is rather than feeling like an absolute fucking
Mountain to climb.
It's a can't be fucked task.
Yeah.
Is a CBF task is
CBF.
how I like
That's a good
to how I like to describe it. It's making us feel good when we do that task, whereas usually it feels insurmountable when you're unmedicated.
Correct. That's what I think I mean. Like the Pavlovian response thing, the reward center thing is the brain petrol. That's what's getting you through being able to do something that otherwise you would just be insurmountable.
I saw a reel and it was some American scientist, ADHD guy, and he basically said, the question was, parents were asking, why can my child sit and play video games for hours and hours and hours, but can't sit and do their homework for an hour?
Because it's stimulating the reward response in the brain.
I wanted to say that.
I'm sorry. Let's do it again.
Nope. But yes.
Yeah.
It's because homework doesn't provide constant rewarding feedback.
Yes.
Whereas a video game provides constant rewarding feedback.
Yes.
Whether it's rewarding.
Going to the gym or doing your meal prep, things that you want to do. They're not have tos.
They're not have tos.
Yeah.
No, it makes perfect sense.
So
what a fascinating study.
Yeah, it is. It's so fascinating, right?
We will put link in description.
If you want to read about this study, the article from the Washington
say
University School of Medicine in St. Louis can be found in the description below.
I say we will put it.
Yeah, we will.
I will. It'll be me.
Jack
My job.
will.
I
Jack
have
will.
I
Editor
have
Jack.
to remember. I
Editor
have
Jack.
to remember to do that.
I've got it in the notes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
fine.
got the link in the notes.
Show.
The link,
you do?
the link, not the journal article. You can go and read the journal article too, but this is an article covering the research.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stimulants are wild, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty
Stimulants are
interesting,
crazy. Well, so speaking of how wild stimulants are, shall we talk about our respective relationships with stimulants, caffeine specifically,
Yep,
post-medication?
absolutely.
Sound good?
Have they changed for you?
My word. They have.
Oh, yes.
They definitely have. So it probably wasn't until 4 to 5 weeks into starting my medication before I really started to bring down my caffeine use.
Yep.
When my sleep was all fucked up, I was having multiple energy drinks. I was still having multiple energy drinks a day and using caffeinated pre-workout still. And I was like,
absolutely
why can't I
stimulated
sleep?
to the
Why am I not
gills.
sleeping? Oh my God, it's my meds. I'm falling apart. But there I was having pre-workout, like 250 milligrams of pre-workout
That was me.
at like 1:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Which not good for me,
Yeah.
Now these days, I pay much more attention to how much caffeine I have daily.
Yeah.
I use stim-free pre-workout exclusively. Mm-hmm. Have I had caffeinated pre-workout? I don't remember the last time I had a caffeinated pre-workout. I said exclusively, and I was like, no, that's not true, but I think it is.
I've still got to try pre-workout.
True, we were going to fuck around and find out with that, weren't we? Yeah, you'll like it.
We can do it.
You'll like it, yeah.
I don't think it'll do anything for me.
It'll give you the beta alanine tingles, but other than that, that's about it. Yeah. I think. So I use stim-free pre-workout exclusively. Mm-hmm. I still have more than one energy drink a day, wherever it's gone. But I pay close attention to the timing
Yeah.
and the overall amount of caff that I have daily.
Yeah.
My daily, you want to know my daily limit? I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
It's roughly 450 to 480 milligrams.
Sounds like one coffee for me.
It is.
Emma.
Pam. It is one coffee for you, which is insane. That is insane. Because you put that into perspective, which I have here.
Yeah.
That is the equivalent. My max is the equivalent of 3 Monsters.
Oh God.
So I could have. So if I'm having 450 to 480,
Yeah.
that means 3 Monsters,
Yeah.
or 2 Monsters and 2 Red Bulls, 1 Monster and 4 Red Bulls, or 11 cans of Pepsi Max.
That's a lot of Pepsi Max.
Isn't it? That's 11. It's about 40 milligrams of caffeine in the can of Pepsi Max.
No wonder soft drink does absolutely nothing for me.
No, it doesn't touch it. But also,
does not touch the sides.
also, a lot of people who, I was talking to a mate of mine who said that his wife, she'll chug 2 Diet Cokes, of an evening before she goes, and then her sleep gets all cooked. And why am I not sleeping? And it's because she's having 80 milligrams of caffeine in an hour or two before she goes to bed.
Literally have never experienced that.
Wouldn't
not
happen to
ever,
you.
Not
Wouldn't
ever
happen
once.
to you. But for someone who's not as sensitive,
Yeah.
or someone who's more sensitive to caffeine than you,
Yeah.
to
Than me.
stimulants in general,
Absolute freak of nature.
yeah. That makes sense, right?
Yes, it does.
That makes sense. So that's how it's changed for me. Is I limit myself to how much caffeine I have per day in the milligrammage.
Yeah.
480 absolute max.
Yeah.
And I pay more attention to the timing. And I am I feel like I'm able to use caffeine more strategically.
How so?
If I am going out of an evening and I just want, and I'm feeling tired, I just need a little bump, I'll have a Pepsi Max. I can feel the effects of that. It just gives me a little, it doesn't make me, don't get me wrong, it doesn't it's not like I've just done a line of something. But I definitely
Enough
feel,
with the fucking illicit substance.
but I definitely
references,
feel,
please.
Could have been a line of caffeine.
correct. Could have been a line of Vyvanse. But
Don't do lines of your medication.
Don't do lines.
don't do lines.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
I do a line of caffeine.
Stay with me, girls. So, pardon?
There is a Good Mythical Morning, like a band episode that they do in their subscription side quest. That quick one, I promise, producer Charles, quick one that they do on their like subscription website called GMM Band, and they did an episode where they snorted caffeine.
Oh, you told me about that, yeah.
And it's so funny for 2 reasons. It's really funny because it's 2 dudes who used to be like fundamentalist Baptist Christians. Oh, wow. So they've obviously never put anything up their nose, obviously like us too. And so just that, watching 2 dads like do lines is so funny.
I wouldn't know.
And then
genuinely.
Well, one of the girls who like racks up the lines for them, who was a like Michelin star chef, is like, here, let me do it. Obviously, she's been in a fancy kitchen before.
And she just knew.
And they were like, how do you know how to do this? And she was like,
My sweet summer child.
yeah. And them on like actual powdered caffeine, I laughed a lot. It's very funny.
You know you can't buy powdered caffeine in Australia? I'm pretty sure.
You can buy it in America.
Yeah. I tried to buy
Why?
because when I was trying to limit my caffeine usage, I wanted to really have fine control over. I was like, I want to get like cordial and just put a bit of caffeine in it.
Mr. won't follow a recipe, but will do like measure micrograms of caffeine.
Different. Protein, macros, different.
It's because it gives you a reward.
There we go.
It pushes the
I mean, one could
presses the
argue
reward button.
that following a recipe would also give it a reward, but fuck that.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Not
no.
for you.
No. Anywho, wow.
Yeah.
Lines of
You
what's it
can
called?
do
Caffeine?
lines of caffeine.
Forget about it. No, thank
I
you.
shan't, but you can. Yeah.
Anywho, strategically,
Sounds awful.
if I feel like I need a little bump before I go out, I will have, depending on how far or close to the night or how long it's going to be, I'll have a little can of something. Yeah, I know, right? Look out, Jack's having a sugar-free Red Bull before he goes out.
a
you
little
know?
one. It gave him mini wings.
Gives me a little boost. A little boost. How about you?
Red Bull, it gives you a little boost.
Gives me a little boost. It does. Gives me a little boost.
Not quite wings. Like
nice.
nubs.
Yeah. Just the beginnings of
Makes my
wings.
feet move faster.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you changed post-medication?
Boy, have I. Well, my
Stimulant usage, I suppose. I
look,
should say.
my caffeine intake has reduced.
Uh-huh.
So
We've gone from 7 coffees to 6.
2.
Oh,
My
big
max is 2 a day. But I don't like. I'm not necessarily like I can only have 2. If I want a coffee in the afternoon, I'll make one. But I don't feel like I need a coffee at every minute of every day.
That was just in my head. Is you don't feel the compulsion to sort of, have 6 or 7 throughout the day constantly to stay alert, stay focused.
I will make a
it is.
coffee in the morning because it's part of my routine, and I love Big Bertha,
and
my gorgeous coffee machine.
The coffee machine. Is it called Bertha?
Big Bertha.
We have a problem then.
What?
There's already a Bertha in the lexicon.
What?
Yeah, my computer.
But she's about to be retired.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Bertha Junior.
That doesn't matter.
We're putting Big Bertha Senior out to pasture.
You and I will talk later, okay? Jesus. Anywho,
I thought you were about to like take your rings and hoops off or something, ready for a fucking scrap.
so no, yes, you don't feel the need to live off coffee the way you off caffeine like you used to.
I definitely was one of those people. I'm not a morning person. We all know this. But pre-meds, I was definitely one of those people that was like, I need a coffee. I am not emotionally regulating right now. I need a coffee. I'm no longer that person.
You're no longer that person.
Nice.
And I think it's also worth mentioning that you do just genuinely enjoy the taste.
I genuinely love coffee.
Yeah.
God, I'm going to sound like such a Brunswick hipster right now, but making coffee really is a science. Like when getting a gorgeous new appliance like Big Bertha, you look at different beans and the grind and how like hard you tamp down the coffee and like how it pours and all of that. And it's like wine, it's an interesting science. The making of it is part of the like ritual as much as having coffee.
Which I was talking to Dave Schmave about this yesterday, and we were talking about how Melbourne specifically has arguably the best coffee culture in the world.
I have met plenty of French and Italian people who have agreed with that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we are serious about coffee here.
Truly.
Yeah.
And the way Dave said it to me as well was metropolitan Melbourne. You could go to Muffin Break in Craigieburn. Too soon. You could go to Muffin Break in Craigieburn, and the coffee's stay with me. Stay with me.
The coffee's amazing.
And the coffee's good
Yeah.
at Muffin Break, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you go to maybe as soon as you go out, oftentimes regional Vic, it instantly becomes harder to find a good coffee.
Has not been my experience.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I feel like, having said that, but is Mansfield an exception?
Well, funnily enough, this is not even sponsored, but I buy my coffee beans from a coffee roaster in Mansfield.
Which is why I asked.
Called The Coffee Merchant. They make fabulous coffee.
Is coffee in Mansfield
so good.
is good? I wonder if that's just coincidence. Like, is that just lucky?
Possibly. I mean, I've kind of had the opposite experience to like what you're talking
what
about.
Dave
like,
said.
Going to like Muffin Break in the outer suburbs. It's going to be, I don't drink cow's milk, so it's going to be burnt. I'm very particular about how I like my coffee.
Fair.
Whereas, the Coffee Merchant in Mansfield make the most amazing coffee. And they roast it all there. They've got their own like roasting, like factory place on the road that goes up to Mount Buller, and I buy my coffee beans from there because they're the best.
Did I ever tell you that my sister won barista competitions?
No way.
Yeah. So this is one of the ways that I could be making this up actually, but I'm so certain that this is true.
Yeah.
But when my sister and I worked at a cafe together back in like 2014 or something like that. No, earlier than that. I still had long hair. I was like 50. It doesn't matter. When I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I didn't like coffee. People would always say to me, to this day, people still say to me, you've just never had a good one. All right?
I don't think that's...
And here's the thing. This is what I would say. They go, oh, you just never had a good one. Now, the story I would say is no, my sister won barista competitions, right? Back in the day, my sister would make a bad coffee on purpose and go, taste this, then would make a really good coffee on purpose, taste this, and I was like, both taste like gross to me.
Yeah.
Both burnt, both gross. Yeah.
You're not one for like a kind of bitter flavor.
I don't mind. I don't mind. See,
Not everyone has to like everything.
No,
you know, like
no.
you don't have to like coffee.
I don't mind coffee more these days after Japan, and then I started to like it a bit more, and that blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, how many coffees have I had since I've come back?
None that I know
I've
of.
had like one or two. One from you, maybe I think, and then Andrew bought me one
I
once.
think you had a sip of one that I made for Charles.
Ah!
Yeah.
It's absolutely an acquired taste, and
It
I don't
is.
understand the whole. You just haven't had a good
Yeah.
one. Same thing with
Wine.
with a lot of different types
Yeah.
of like food and things like that. You have to acquire that
Yeah.
taste, and a lot of the time, the acquired taste comes because you get the benefits of caffeine. So
Yeah.
you keep drinking coffee, but I've also met so many people who swear they love coffee. They love the effects of coffee because I will taste their coffee if offered, and I think it tastes like
Weak, sweet, gross.
disgusting,
Yeah.
or even just like really shitty burnt tasting coffee.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And I
Yeah.
think, oh no, you just have a caffeine addiction, and that's fine. That's fine. But to enjoy coffee for the taste of coffee as well,
Yes.
it's an acquired taste.
See, when I first started my meds, I went on the search for decaffeinated coffee
remember
because I love coffee. I like the ritual of it. I enjoy the taste. I want to have it as part of my breakfast. I don't want to give it up. And I had it in my mind for some reason that when I got medicated, I had to give it up. I don't know why. And
I mean, I reduced my caffeine intake. I felt like it was the right thing to do.
I certainly needed to reduce my caffeine intake, even if I wasn't medicated.
It's true.
But I couldn't switch to decaffeinated because I couldn't find one that didn't taste like chemicals.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
How do they take the caffeine out? Do you know?
There is an actual process that the beans go through.
Do you know what it is?
I can't remember the name of it specifically, but there is one chemical way, and then there's one where it's like, I don't know, goes through like a water wash something. They're treated. The actual coffee beans are treated because it has caffeine in the actual coffee bean. Caffeine's not added to coffee. Yeah.
No, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap us up.
Yeah.
Because I just got a phone call.
I think we're
that-
going to do some D&D now.
We're going to do some D&D now. With all of that said, I would like to say, are there any more final bits you'd like to say or add?
It's okay that we need stimulants.
It's
That's
okay
all
that we need
right.
stimulants.
Our brain's different. That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. But it's all right as well if you are an ADHD and you don't like taking stimulants.
Or your medication at all.
Yeah. Like
don't
I said before, our brains work differently. We don't need to conform to the tools that are given to us. We find tools that work for us and with us.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah.
Well, with all of that said, thank you so much for watching and listening. Make sure you like and you subscribe and you send it to your mum and you send it to your mother-in-law and you send it to your sister and you send it to your sister's dog and all that jazz. Please be kind to your brain because you only get one.
Yay, science time.
Science time. Wow.
Bye.
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 I gotta pee.
Yeah, same.
Is Mikkel here?